Welcome to After Dark Reviews, and in this video we're going to be looking at the 1976 King Kong movie starring Jessica Lange and Jeff Bridges. But not just any 1976 King Kong movie starring Jessica Lange and Jeff Bridges. No, we're going to be looking at the collector's edition from Scream Factory. This was just released and it looks beautiful. Taking a look at the artwork, we got a nice moonlit shot of Kong, as well as another shot of Kong with the snake on the front. To me, that's a little bit redundant to put two pictures on the front. Maybe that one with the snake would have been on the back. I felt like that would have been a little bit better. But, you know, whatever. It looks awesome anyway. And then we got the, I guess, Jessica Lange on the, I guess you'd call it like a sacrifice altar, I guess. And one thing I'm noticing is the color palette, like the orangish red on blue. I'm getting Godzilla vs. Kong vibes, and maybe that was done on purpose, because Godzilla vs. Kong is the current MonsterVerse movie. On the inside, we got two discs, and this is one of the coolest parts to me, is the return of the original theatrical poster art as a reversible cover. Now, Scream Factory is good about that sort of thing, but what makes this extra special is this artwork has sort of been just, like, lost to time for a while now. It was always the original cover up until the 9/11 attacks, and that's when Paramount pulled the DVDs from the shelves and replaced the artwork with this, which isn't nearly as cool. So now, years later, now they're finally bringing that back, and we have the original shot of Kong on top of the World Trade Center fighting the planes. Looks awesome, and you know what? I might even keep this cover, and so that way we have the slipcover and the theatrical poster cover. Special features, we got TV spots, theatrical trailer, still galleries, restored theatrical audio, radio spots, and a 2K scan of the additional TV footage. And that's actually probably what's the coolest thing about this release. NBC bought the rights to air this movie, and it hit TV in, September 1978. So almost like 2 full years after its original theatrical release. Back when TV would like to make big events out of their movie showings, they'd split the movie into 2 parts with the second half showing on the following night. But because of that, they'd have to add more footage in order to fill out the time slot. So in this case, they just threw in a whole bunch of deleted scenes, adding like about 45 minutes of extra footage to the movie. NBC paid the production company about $19.5 million to air it over a course of 5 years. It aired twice, so I hope they got their money's worth. It includes tons of other special features with interviews and even a commentary by Ray Morton, who wrote the book King Kong, History of a Movie Icon. And it's just this huge Bible of a King Kong monster book. It looks great on a shelf. It's a nice coffee table book. It's nice to just flip through just to look at the pictures. That's what I do. Why am I trying to sell it to you? I don't know. It's just an awesome book. It also came with an 18 by 24 poster, which will be hanging on my wall. The fact that this movie is even being released is a miracle in itself, because the rights to King Kong are just all over the place. This studio says they own a portion of them, this studio says they own a portion of them, and I guess the rights have maybe sort of been worked out a little bit with Kong being in the MonsterVerse now, but I don't know, who knows. But either way, good on you, Scream Factory, for pulling this title out of the abyss. So now all we need is the sequel, King Kong Lives, that was made 10 years after. And, you know, it's not as good, but I enjoy it. It's much cornier, but I consider it canon, I guess, in a different Kong universe. Yeah, and I'd still like to own it. I own the VHS tape, and that's about it. And I used to watch it all the time. This isn't really my favorite King Kong movie, but it's a fun one. The 70s was my least favorite decade for movies to come out. It's when color started to become the norm in movies, but the color was always sort of like washed out a little bit, and everybody just had stupid looking haircuts. But it's a neat little gem, and I'm excited to add it to my collection.